day when I was trying to think of new YouTube ideas, YouTube script ideas, I started reading this manga, and then I remade a video on the manga. It's called The Shadows of Who We Once Were. You can check it out, but it's not really my best video. Anyways, when I finished reading it, I started jotting down an entire library of notes on YouTube ideas. And one that came to mind just now when I was thinking of a YouTube video is this one. It's basically can extreme situations show someone's true soul? And I'll quickly clarify this. When I say true soul, I'm talking about like the truest personality. I'm not necessarily talking about their behavior and all the stuff, their personality, just to less complicate things, because there's a lot of behavior theories on this that I could just do research on and get a more clear answer, but that's difficult. And also personality, I think it's a little more universally, we have somewhat universal knowledge of people's personality, although that is sometimes formed by biases and stereotypes. I do think that we know what our personality is, but with behavior, I think a lot more of us will have the definition incorrect. For behavior, it's sometimes not just what people do, but what people do at certain situations, how they do it. It's a lot more psychological and neurological than people might think it is, and that's why. And yes, personality falls in that category. It can fall in the umbrella of complicated personality, complicated neurological. Yes, it can, but I think this one is just so much easier to say. So without further ado, we can start talking about it. To start about it, we will talk about a normal state, because we want to see if extreme states can actually bring out someone's true personality. Now, to me, I think we can. In fact, I think we all agree a normal state is a state where we are not in the dream. We are still in this world, living and going, and it's hard actually to put a perimeter, a box. Let's say that is normal state, because there's some people that they normal is literally low class. Some people's normal is high, rich class, and some people's normal is just medium, So it's very hard to put a perimeter, but we'll use this show as an example, because for this show, Yamada-kun, right? Yamada-kun's normal, right? The normal in this manga is a porno, but without the director getting involved. Why? Why you say so? Because Yamada-kun is in this entire thing, his normal is being horny and kissing every cardboard character and Mia Khalifa wannabes, and does not feel bad about it. So we can say a normal state is when you can feel yourself, which isn't normal too. Understandably, a lot of us can hide ourselves from society, and we won't be able to truly express ourselves. So it really is a tough question to put parameters and say this is normal, this is abnormal. But I'll continue on. I know we didn't establish a normal state, but let's not drag this along. Next is abnormal state. Now this is a lot more easier. Abnormal is the extreme of the extreme. When you're poor, this is extremely poor. Obviously. I think we can put parameters with I use the example is rich. There are some people that are rich, and there's some people who are very rich. I think a lot of people in the comment section will get what I mean by very rich. But some people, when they're rich, if they do something bad, they get reprimanded. Even if they have the wealth, the lawyers, they can still get reprimanded. So people are extremely rich, immensely rich, that they can evade the law for as long as they want. They have a cash flow that rivals the capital of that entire country. Those are very rich, and there are not a lot. I mean, lots in the context of the entire world, When I mean by that is like, let's take a country like UK. There's a lot of people in UK, yes, but in the context of the entire country, if you compare UK's population with the entire world's population, that's extremely small, you know. So there's like a handful of very rich people, and we can call that an abnormal state there. Why would I categorize that as abnormal? Well, it defies the balance that we humans impose on other people just so we can actually function. Abnormal. It's abnormal, literally. Because why is it so that a handful of people can invade something that normal people can't evade? That's abnormal. And the flip side, that is extremely poor. Where there's some people that are poor, you can categorize them as poor, but they can still afford some level of food, they can still survive. Some people have nothing. Literally nothing. There's nothing they can have, there's nothing they can salvage, there's nothing they can craft, there's nothing. They were born with nothing, or maybe they were born with a lot, but now they have nothing. They can't afford food, they are dying. Literally, slowly. And I'm talking about figuratively dying. I'm not talking about, yes, mentally and physically dying. They don't have anything. They can't survive. Even poor people, some, I don't really like to categorize poor people now, but some poor people can afford to live long, like at least up to their 40s. Yes, they might get malnourished. They might not be able to function well mentally. Their brain is like, it's like a circus show. Yes, sure, maybe, right? Now, when we talk about abnormal, that's extreme. We go to extreme states of all those components and just put steroids on them. Just put an adapter, something that just boosts all of that. And in Yamada-kun, right? It's abnormal when Yamada-kun can't be a doctor and forced to use his monkey brain to ask less capable, stumbling side characters for help. That's Yamada's. Yeah, I go straight to the manga. Yeah, that's Yamada's abnormal, where he can't be a doctor, he can't be a teacher, he has to literally ask incapable, like people that are worse than them, worse than him, just to solve his problems. His problem was just know this, guys. Yamada, this guy, he creates the problems. No, it's not the characters. Now, which side usually tells us the truth now? The normal or the abnormal? And like I said, for the normal, it's hard to put parentheses, and abnormal, it's easier. So I could just say the reverse of abnormal is the normal, which is not extreme cases. If that's the case, I wouldn't really want to. It's a really hard question, and it's probably not the right question, bruh. Simply because to assume that somebody's true personality is true when it's at extreme, you have to remember it's at an extreme. It's not at base level, it's not at balance, it's extreme, hyper extreme. So I don't think you can make a case saying abnormal is somebody's true personality. At the same time, normal, you can't make the case either. You can't make the case because a lot of people hide their true personality, and that's extremely hard. In Yamada-kun case, right, he is relatively the same for his true self and is being a boy and offender, which is every boy really. But you know why? Is every boy like that? It's because girls get offended, bruh. You mean I can kiss girls and to get superpowers? Yeah, nah. We could say that that's abnormal right there. but really, in Yamada-kun's case, he's relatively the same, depending, even if some situations are abnormal, some situations are normal. I mean, the entire cops said it's abnormal, really, because, you can't just kiss girls and get superpowers, That's just not how life works. Sad, eh? But I do think abnormal, we can just get rid of abnormal from the equation, because personally I don't think abnormal really shows their true personality. And normal, although that is hard to say too personally, I do think it can give a clearer vision of how they are. Like abnormal can give you one aspect, depending on where you, well, what's this word? Where you extreme. When you go to the extreme, you can show one aspect of their personality, one aspect of the millions of personality traits that can be, or the more clinically nowadays right personality is the ocean one. Just go check that one out too. So that's really is my opinion on the subject. I don't really have a clear answer. I do kind of think it's the wrong question, and I'm just using Yamada coding just because it's a manga thing, it is philosophical elements to this manga equation. And in Yamada-kun's case, right, the show really is a comedy with pseudo porno macro elements that make it a joy to read. It's really amazing, and I use this as a reference in a tough topic simply because of how tough it is, and also because I read this recently. I haven't finished it for some reason, bruh. I want to finish it. I'm gonna finish it soon enough. So yeah, check you later.